Hello there, good evening. A life needlessly and brutally taken by teenagers fueled by alcohol to extreme violence. The words of a judge who sentenced two teenagers to life today for the murder of Taunton student Lloyd Foraker.
Judge Graham Cottle said the tragedy of the story was that it was becoming all too familiar. He said it seems to be the case in this rapidly deteriorating society. This sort of incident is becoming endemic.
The life of Lloyd Foraker was snuffed out just a day before his 18th birthday. As Richard Lawrence reports, the end of his killer's trial today brought no comfort for his family.
Lloyd's close family had described in a letter to the judge the dreadful numbing pain they say they experience every waking moment since their loss. They shared their feelings in a statement.
No one wins at the murder trial. Lloyd's promising young life was so brutally cut short. We will never again see his lovely smile or look into those dark brown eyes. Our hearts have been broken and we will grieve the loss until the day we die. Longing for the life we should have had with our much-loved son and brother, Lloyd.
19-year-old Andrew Betty, sentenced to 13 years, claimed he was so drunk he couldn't remember his actions. His accomplice, Jay Wall, will serve a minimum of 12 years. Judge Graham Cottle felt the outbreak of unprovoked violence was inevitable. The prospect of passing Lloyd's respectable group as they were walking back from a party at the Taunton Vale Sports and Social Club without resorting to violence, he said, was impossible. It's such a quiet place, yet it'll be remembered by many for a night of truly appalling violence fuelled by alcohol. The prosecution claimed that Betty was the first to strike using a disabled parking sign. He then struck him again, although a post-mortem revealed that it was probably that first blow that made Lloyd unconscious. He died from appalling head injuries. He was a motionless target on the ground, and Jay Wall then joined in, kicking him. And as for Ros McCormack, the court heard that he'd facilitated the fight. He laid into somebody trying to rescue Lloyd from the vicious assault. Seen here on the left, Ros McCormack walked free, cleared of the charge that he'd taken part in the murder.
This was a brutal, unprovoked and completely unnecessary attack on an innocent young man, Lloyd Foraker. It's been a lengthy and thorough investigation, throughout which we've received tremendous support from the community in Taunton and the surrounding area, many of whom have come very bravely to give evidence at court.
Lloyd Foraker was a popular young man and is deeply missed. His ambition was to be an RAF pilot, and at his funeral, fellow air cadets from Taunton gave him a fitting send-off. He'd just begun the second year of his A-level studies. His death has been felt by everyone at his college.
Many of them are finding life extremely difficult still, despite the support that the college has put in for them. And I think that will be an ongoing thing. I mean, I think it's a life-changing experience for quite a few of the students here, unfortunately.
In concluding, Judge Graham Cottle said all the courts can do, I suspect unsuccessfully in an attempt to stem the tide, is to hand down sentences which reflect the view of the law-abiding public against this increasing social problem. Richard Lawrence in Exeter for West Country News.
A service in Exeter which helps elderly people remain independent is having to fold because money has run out. The Age Concern Escort facility helps people get out of their homes to do shopping and errands.
It costs